What's going on, everybody? This your boy King Gabe here, and here once again with this is the final one for Star Striker and the Rise of Heroes to talk about there. Last time did just the first one, and then did 2 and 3. So now we're doing 4 and 5. This is pretty much it that came of Rise of Heroes before it suddenly, before Yumeko suddenly went through other changes that then tried to incorporate Star Striker, and now the whole novel thing's gonna be pretty much be the thing. Excuse me. Yep. So we're gonna go into that. Make sure you definitely like, share, subscribe. Definitely get our available books, like of course what we're like the published ones of what we're talking about, and others. Also, definitely support us on that Patreon, just like your boy EJ the Supreme, Big Sis Casey, and the Iceman Universe. Go, Iceman Universe, go! And also hang out with us on Facebook and Discord, and tell each other some stuff on the Macari app. Also, without further ado, just also letting you guys know, we do. There is something else that is going to be coming up on here. I did when I actually way back when I was telling you guys about the unpublished Star Striker series. Before coming to this one, I just recently discovered as you all know, the comic books that I talked about. I recently discovered some rough drafts of 5 and 6. Some actual rough drafts that actually had a different kind of story in mind. So, yep. So I will have some videos of sharing that I just found out. I forgot I had those in my jump drive and everything, but I will be sharing that. It's basic, I guess you could say, behind the scenes. Excuse me, but yeah, a behind the scenes look there, and also kind of a look at what was going to be issue number 7 and 8. There's actually rough drafts for those there, and also it's definitely going to be more of Christina talking about Bubblina and everything. Definitely be as far as the comics, and possibly other stuff as she gets ready to get her novel and everything published and everything, as well as also like I say, we're gonna get y'all Yumeko number 3, which introduces that new reawakening of or reimagining, however you like to refer to it, of Star Striker once again. So yeah, we will be coming out with that. Like I say, still taking some time, as well as also some other things that's going to be coming up in the near future. There's quite a bit of things we got coming for this year, so yeah, it's gonna be a ride. So, but let's get into what we came here for. There, we'll might possibly explain that in another video if I hadn't already done it there. So, anyway, Star Trek and the Rise of Heroes, issue number 4, live surprise. Live surprise. So this, get tired of these yawns. Okay, so this one. So we start off at the Princeton house in Samuel's room. He's recording himself on video, sort of like how I'm doing right here, and also have done for years, even before YouTube. And no, And no, I'm not this old. You see, back in my day, we didn't have YouTube and all of that. And, we used to just film ourselves with cardboard cameras, and that was all we needed. No, not that far back now. But yeah, but I have definitely made my share of some home movies back in the day before YouTube when I was a little kid, though. So yeah, kind of a callback to that. So Samuel starts off saying, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen." It's almost like "Good evening." Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you probably already know that this summer started off with a bang. And, mentions how he became Star Striker and everything, and also he mentions about how the news report about the missing kids from Shreveport, some other kids from Texas, Arkansas, and even in Japan. So he decided to become a news reporter to help with the investigation incognito. He even got himself some reading glasses to wear for, gotta be the glasses. So he can have that reporter, just to have that reporter look sort of like Ultra Cat when he's in his mild-mannered disguise as Mark Jones. And as we all know, Superman, Clark Kent kind of thing going. So at the Channel 9 news station, Samuels arrived to sign up. Oh, excuse me. As a junior news reporter, and Tanya Wesley's there to greet him and the others that are coming. Turns out Samuel's the second one that signed up. The first person who signed up is Angela. So we do get Angela in this as well. Samuel's reaction: "Hello, sweet Mary, Mother of Jesus." Like he did issue 5 that we talked about in the published comics there. Angela's a little flattered by hadn't heard anybody greet me like that. So they introduced themselves to one another. Also duly note, let me go through this first, and I'll try to remember to let you guys know what I was about to say just then. So, they introduced to one another. Angela mentions that she's from France, from Paris, France. Of course, Samuel tells her in French of how beautifully gorgeous that she is, like a precious angel. And kind of making Angela blush a bit there. Then of course, we get the other kids that are coming in for the junior news reporter role. One of them, we got Bruno, who was also featured in the Star Trek comics that were published, and he's also in Heroes of Dreams, which will be coming up in some future videos. We'll get into those. Probably be a little bit while before we get to that, but yeah, we definitely will get to those there. Bruno's like, "Don't waste the time, kid. Someone like you don't have a chance with a girl like that." Samuel's like, "Says who?" And so of course you got this little sort of Popeye Bruno thing going on. Say Bruno tries to flirt with Angela, of course. So did it hurt when you fell out of heaven? I'll be sure to catch you next time. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, like I said, just like Popeye and Bruno.
Hey, I want me girl.
Like, oh yeah?
Yeah.
Who are you? Then we cut back with Samuel. By the way, he's kind of narrating this sort of bit of a little fourth wall break, like our old boy Deadpool, but kid friendly. I guess you could say like the Deadpool from Ultimate Spider-Man.
You see, I can't really say the K word here. Kind of a mental tick.
So, he get turns out Samuel mentions he mentions about it seemed like two situations: the missing children and hoping Angela falls for me instead of Bruno. So they get two other people that sign up: Tyrone McCree and Andrew Turner. Don't really know much about them. They just seem kind of easygoing. And I would assume, if actually I went through with, going further with this alongside Yumeko and all that, probably would have been more on them there. Not necessarily saying that they would have also become, superheroes like Starstruck or anything like that, but it could have been a little bit more on them because you do have, even in superhero shows, you do have important civilian characters like with Batman, he has Alfred and everything. Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen for Superman and so on. So, yep, you got that. so they tour around the news station, sort of like being behind the scenes on tour for a movie set. Ironic. This is ironic in my next video of what I've discovered on my jump drive. Gonna be like a behind the scenes. Roll critics. And they see all the different rooms. And they mention when the training is gonna start. Especially since it's summer vacation, so this is kind of like a summer thing here. Angela mentions if they can choose what they would like to report on and everything. She's interested in interviewing Star Striker. She doesn't know that he's Samuel just yet, but she'll find out. So she wants to interview Star Striker and believe that he can possibly help find the missing children and possibly get a little more info about the monsters that attacked. Well, technically the mutants that attacked a little earlier back when I was telling you guys about issue 1 through 3. So, and she also she asked for Samuel to. Actually, Samuel said that's a great idea. So, Bruno is like, well, I can help you out as your personal assistant. Angela says that's a good idea, but she chooses Samuel. They're like, wait, why Samuel? And Angela explains because Samuel went missing yesterday until Star Striker showed up. So she believes that he would know more about fighting Star Striker, a lot more than you know. So just as they discuss that and everything, suddenly four criminals end up attacking. AJ in a robotic crab suit, much like we saw in the Star Trek comics as well, and also I want to say okay, well that's coming, okay, but yeah, in the comics, and there's something else, but you'll hear about it soon. But he has that robotic crab suit from the comics. House, Guy, and Monty with jetpacks. Like, well, why don't we get cool robotic crab suits?
Because I'm the boss.
So they grab Bruno, Angela, and they grab pretty much Bruno, Angela, and Andrew. While also spraying them with knockout gas. AJ gases sprays Tyrone with some there, as well as the whole news staff. So everybody's all unconscious, and then he comes towards Samuel. AJ's like, I know who you are. By the way, AJ in this version of Star Striker Rise of Heroes, now of course you saw in the comics, I mentioned that he sort of had that Manelli look going from Blank Man. kind of mixed with Danny DeVito. The actor who played Manelli, he sort of made me think of Danny DeVito a little bit, but I think he's a little taller than him. But I sort of like how the way he spoke in the movie. Here, this act, I think I had recently. I'm trying to think this because this was I want to say, let's see. I think when I started writing this version, because I want to say, I know I wrote. Okay, so this had to come out in 2020, somewhere between anywhere between 2020 to I possibly want to say 2022. So kind of during the COVID time and everything, before before we got the official Yumeko comics later on, and also kind of before. Actually, no, I take that back. This actually came out. Well, it didn't get published. I mean, but this was written shortly after my time doing Brownie reactions on YouTube. So yeah, this was shortly after that when a lot of these were written there, trying to get a footing for Yumiko, as well as also what Star Striker was going to be like at this point there. So yeah, it was after the Brownie reaction era on YouTube. So yeah, when he was reacting to movies and stuff like that. So yeah, after that. So obviously we all know the Sonic movie came out in 2020. So remember how funny Jim Carrey was doing Eggman and how well he did that role, and he's still doing it for the third movie that's out now. Hoping I get to see it one day before it leaves the theaters. But anyway, he how well he plays the Eggman character. This is what I was thinking of with this version of AJ, was Jim Carrey's performance as Eggman. So he's like, I know who you are. You're one of the missing children, Samuel Lee Princeton. And Samuel looks at him because he got this robotic crab suit on. Yeah, and you must be Rampage from Protoform X and Beast Wars. Yeah. Anybody watching this seen Beast Wars, you know what I'm talking about. The crab transformer in the second season, kind of towards the end of it. I think the episode was called Bad Spark, and they called him Protoform X, but he called himself Rampage. But when he first came out, he popped up on Silverbolt and Black Arachnia, almost scaring the living daylights out of them. And had Silverbolt in his grip in one scene. Oh, is that fear you are feeling, Maximum? Yes. My spark, it feeds on terror. Let it grow. Let it consume your circuitry. Feel it. Yes, feel the fear. Silverbolt. Yeah. It was probably a really scary scene in Beast Wars there. And then, of course, season 3 came out, and we got Transmetal 2 Cheetor doing the whole werewolf thing. So yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's why he called them Ramp, because crab armor and stuff. That's very funny. I'm AJ, one of the top-ranked hitmen known as the Master Shot, and those associates of mine, House Money and Gee. Here's the deal, kid. You got 1 hour to find Star Striker and get him to surrender to us in exchange for the return of these kids. However, if you refuse, then we'll destroy the kids. And of course you, and go find Star Striker ourselves. So, yeah, he hands Star Striker a piece of paper with the address on it. Make sure Star Striker comes alone. No cops. So, So now that we got a bit of a crisis here, Star Samuel's like, well, if they want Star Striker, they're going to get Star Striker. Which means you get to check out this cool transformation into my costume. All thanks to the Hero Watch that Ultra Cat gave me. That's actually something from Hero to Dreams, the Hero Watch. So that idea. So Sam said, time for action. He's about to start the transformation, and then it was a little funny scene I added in here. A boy just randomly passed by on his bike where Samuel went to do his transformation at. Hey, your fly is undone. Thank you. Yes. Oh boy, that was embarrassing. Boy rides off. Samuel goes to another location after zipping his pants up. Funny thing about that little insert, some of y'all listening might think like, well, that was kind of unnecessary. Okay, yeah, yes. Like I say, you are entitled to that opinion. I will agree. Didn't really have to put that in, but the reason I did, I'm just saying, you still, yeah. I mean, if you think it's unnecessary, that's fine. No biggie here. But the reason I put that there, there was two. One, it actually first it came from it was Hero to Dream scene where one of the characters was about to do a transformation just like Star Striker, and a random kid passed by and said the same thing to him. Now, before then, there was an incident I had back in elementary when I was watching Power Rangers and stuff like that, and they, I think it was at the point when they was doing Power Rangers Zeo, like Zeo Ranger 1, and Zeo Ranger 2, and Zeo Ranger 3, all that. So, like they did that whole morphing thing for Zeo. So, there was a moment during recess one day at school, I was imagining myself doing the Gold Ranger morph like Jason did when he came back to be the Gold Ranger. So, Gold Ranger power. Duh. So I actually went. I think I was like on the basketball court when I went to do it, and so I got ready to say Gold Ranger, and then I got interrupted by I can't think who it was that said it, but it was one of my classmates. Came up to me just as I was about to finish that line and said, your pants are unzipped. And I had to turn around like, okay, go right your path. You just killed the moment there. You killed the mood. So, just imagine if, again, like I say, if it's, like I say, I know it probably some people watching this may not think of this as very funny, but just think of it for if in Power Rangers if they was doing like their morphing thing, and all of a sudden behind the scenes one of the studio crew members walks up in front of the green screen, everything like, hey, your flies are done. And then all of a sudden the morph completes, and while they're down trying to zip their pants up, and then they have to do the thing all over again. So yeah, it was just that little moment, because like I said, it was something that actually happened to me. Yeah, so that, like I said, I guess you could say a little bit of a poke fun at myself. So yeah, that's like SpongeBob say, we all gotta laugh at ourselves a little bit. So yeah, now that was just a little way of poking fun at myself a little bit there through the story. So who knows, something like this might show up in the Yumeko novel somewhere. I'm just a bit of warning. May pop up again, so you never know. So anyway, so Samuel goes through his heroic transformation and everything, and do all the little proud and everything. Striking like a star, Star Striker. It flies off to the condemned. Excuse me. Well, at least, okay, kind of another mood killer, but at least it's better than this unzipped pants. Don't get me started with untied shoes. So, he flies off to the condemned amusement park. This was actually the condemned amusement park is an actual place here in Shreveport. No, it's not really called condemned amusement park, but it is a condemned amusement park. There was back when I was in elementary. Also, we had a park called Hamels Park. It, pretty much, I guess you could say somewhat like a mini Six Flags. I say a mini because I'm pretty sure Six Flags is really big. Don't get me started with Disney World. So, but this was probably compared to those. Yeah, this would be like a mini amusement park that we used to have here in Shreveport. Matter of fact, it was right on the borderline between Shreveport, just before entering Bossier City. There was like this street called East 70th Street. You would go down it, and just before you get to this bridge that goes across the Red River, bringing you into Bossier City. Once you cross the river, just before you get to the bridge, you would turn off and go to the entrance to this park. So yeah, it was right before entering Bossier City. But it was called Hamels Park, and not sure how many times that I've been there, but I definitely remember having a birthday there once. But yeah, it was a lot of fun over there. And eventually, at some point, they closed down, and they were up. The park and stuff was up for a while, but like I said, it closed down. It was a while before they tore everything down and stuff like that. So that's where the idea of the condemned amusement park comes from. Because it was there while I was in elementary, but now it's not there anymore. So Samuel, they strike it like a star. So Samuel mentions once he arrived at the villain's hideout, he used some very clever stealth tactics to sneak in, spot the captive, and free them quickly. And let's see, Star. Okay, so he manages to get Angela, and so he manages to get all the captives to safety, just like he said. But suddenly they're all captured by crab robots and taken back inside by AJ. So he got little mini crab robots, or like a bunch of rampages show up. AJ's like, "You are a very clever one, but not as clever as me. Oh no. After all, I am a genius." And then it continues over into. Okay, it's still recording. I was kind of a little worried that I was switching my documents there. I didn't know if I was making sure it didn't cut off in the middle of it. So anyway, continues over into issue 5, an expected rescue. So usually you would hear an unexpected, almost like Doofusmerg when he say, "Ah, Perry the Platypus! What an unexpected surprise!" And by unexpected, I mean completely expected! Or, "Ah, your timing is uncanny!" And by uncanny, I mean completely canny! So, anyway, we pick up at the amusement park. AJ's like, "Star Striker, the Shreveport defender that strikes like a star." At least that's what a few of our other co-workers reported before being arrested, thanks to you. And of course, Star's got to have jokes, like Spider-Man. Like, "Well, nice to know you're such a big fan. If you let me go, I could write y'all an autograph." He tries to start freeing himself with the Star Blast, probably hoping that the banter would distract him. But AJ's like, ah! Before you try to escape, you might want to consider those other kids. I'm pretty sure you desire to rescue. If you successfully blast your way out, I'll hit this button instantly, self-destructing their robotic captors. Surely you're smart enough to know what that does to the kiddos. They go hasta la vista, but never return. So, anywho, evil laugh aside, Samuel mentions then how AJ made his little ransom announcement on all the television channels and radio stations and computers in Shreveport, because so yeah, so you got cable, you got radio, old school, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, anything you got to watch this, he's gonna pop up on it. So, attention, citizens of Shreveport, Louisiana. I, AJ the Master Shot, have captured your little superhero, Star Striker the Shreveport Defender, and 3 other children. I don't really know what their names are, but I really don't care. so just like when he told those guys when they was, what's your name? Nobody cares. However, I know they probably have some worried parents and families. So if you want them back, you will have to bring $100 million to me at midnight. I'll be waiting at the Condemned Amusement Park at the edge of Shreveport, near the Boulder City Bridge. Do as I say, and like Cinderella, you'll live happily ever after. But if you don't show up, or bring police, the children and your superhero will end up like Sleeping Beauty, and never wake up, or exist. I have spoken. So, yeah, pretty much that. So I was like, so you're really just doing this for some money? Yeah, like you couldn't just anyway, it is like that's what everyone will think. But while I'm waiting for midnight, these machines will be draining your powers. So even if I don't get any money, I'll have something better. And you won't. House, start draining the power. Now I'll have all the superpowers. So, another reference to Doofenshmirtz. Remember the Phineas and Ferb crossover with Marvel? We had Iron Man, Hulk, Spider-Man, and Thor. And Doofenshmirtz realized he had drained the hero's powers. Originally, Doofenshmirtz was going to drain the powers of the mayor, which was his brother. As you all know, my brother Roger is the mayor. Yeah, I may have touched upon the subject from time to time, but I figured I'd just mention it again for clarity. Anyway, that job gives him all these mayoral powers, which I built the Power Draininator to drain all his powers into this canister. Just think, I'll be able to pass legislation, cut the ceremonial ribbons and openings, where I'll finally be able to use these! His giant scissors. You like them? I got them in a garage sale. Oh, see, that's one of those hydraulic lines that goes to get slow. So, then accidentally drained the superhero's powers. It was like, just think, I'll be able to run fast, and I'll be able to fly and run fast, and carry around a big hammer for no reason. So, yeah, pretty much like that. Samuel in the video meant is like, will this be the end for our hero? Will he not be able to save his friends and possibly the world from their demise? Let's find out. So, a few hours later, Brian shows up in a black biotech outfit in stealth mode. So, where no one can see him, of course, he disables the security system and arrives to free Star Striker by disabling the machines, restraining, and also restores his powers. They Star's like, what's going on? They Brian shows up. He reveals himself to Star. He's like, don't worry, buddy. I'm here to help. Man, am I glad to see you. And this actually is a kind of a slight reference to an episode from Static Shock when Richie first became Gear and rescued Static from Ebon, so, without revealing his secret identity. So then suddenly the computer systems all reactivate. Intruder alert! Intruder alert! And it's like, well, looks like Ajax and his crab cake stooges will be here any minute. Say, I'll keep them busy. You free the hostages. Got it. Ajax and the 3 crab stooges. Yeah, of course, we know House Monty and Guy are reference to the that's pretty obvious there, and it has been pointed out several times. It's both AJ, but he calls him Ajax. Sort of a slight little Deadpool joke there. Remember, because his villain Francis actually was named Ajax. He got his real name's Francis, but he got Ajax from a dish soap. So, yep. Oh, and just a reminder, Deadpool is not for kids. Just letting y'all know. Unless you watch Ultimate Spider-Man, that Deadpool is somewhat kid-friendly. Ultimate Spider-Man series, the actual Deadpool movie starring Ryan Reynolds, not for kids. So, kids, don't go watching that until you're an adult there, or with your parents. Well, also parents, make sure your kids don't watch that until they're adults. Yeah, maybe I would see teenagers, but with adult supervision, because they, even at the movie theaters, they'll be like, you still need an adult there. But yeah, I could see teenagers with their parents seeing something like this. Yeah, kind of with the parents, because I'm reading that because I have seen a few R-rated movies as a teenager with my parents. Harlem Nights, and also Passion of Christ, and maybe a few others, but I do remember those 2 movies. They were R-rated. Matter of fact, I saw Harlem Nights with my mom and my grandparents, all of us together at my granny Big Papa's house. We watched it together. Yep. So anyway, so Star gets ready. He faces off with the crab robots. After blasting them, he's like, as my Pokemon Blue game would say, super effective. Double super effective. Oh wait, AJ. But then AJ shows up and blasts a Star. Double super effective and in your face. Star's like, we'll see about that. And the 2 of them battle it out. Eventually, House Monty and Guy takes a shot at Star with the crab pincer-shaped cannon, but Star spots them and at super speed jumps out of the way, and the blast hits AJ, sending him flying across the room. Then a flying red disc enters and destroys the cannon, knocking House Monty and Guy out unconscious, while destroying the cannon in the process. Star sees Brian enter with Angela, Bruno, and Andrew. He's like, I appreciate your help. Now that's a finishing move. Brian's like, no problem. So after all of that, Samuel wraps up this little video. He say, after that, my mom and the police arrested AJ and his henchmen, confiscate the technology, and as of now, I have a new partner, Brian. Sorry about that. I was trying to reach for something there. But Brian made some style changes to his biotech suit, and when he's in it, his name is Target, because he's right on target. And I'm thinking the style changes is probably like, a little, I think he goes like from a black suit to a green suit. So anyway, I was right about one thing. There are more villains than just Jezebel and her army. But thank God we're beginning to get more superheroes. One Shreveport defender can only do so much, but a team we can do a lot more. Sort of like what Tony Stark Iron Man said in the animated series World Mightiest Heroes. when they mentioned that they had like, I think 72, I think it was like 72 villains they had to capture. Then we go to Silverstone Industries. Ace and Silverstone's at his desk. Pretty much like the kingpin of the series. Plus the missing children, with no information or ransom from the kidnappers. And now the Star Striker is beginning to become a major nuisance and disturbance to my operations. I must get to the bottom of this before it spirals out of control, starting with eliminating the Star Striker. Dun dun dun! And that ends with the Rise of Hero Rough Draft. So, yeah, like I said, it was only 5 of them that came out there. Sort of short-lived. But, like, again, it was meant to be in universe with Yumeko sort of like something else happening in the real world while the other kids were in Yumeko. But then things sort of changed when Yumeko started to get published. So that's how that happened and everything. And guys enjoyed what you heard, everything. Be sure you definitely like, share, and subscribe. And also buy available books that are published and everything. And support us on that Patreon, just like your boy AJ the Supreme, Big Sis Casey in the Iceman universe. And hang out with us on Facebook and Discord, and we can sell each other some stuff on that McCary app. And all that said, we'll see y'all in the next video. Take care, everybody.